आज के स्ट्रीम में स्वागत है। मेरा नाम है KidBus90 और वापस फाइनल फैंटेसी 16 खेल रहे हैं। उससे पहले ट्वीट कैसे नहीं बनाया है यार, बाबा भूल जाता हूँ। फाइनल फैंटेसी 16 का स्ट्रीम शुरू कर रहा हूँ। समय हो तो जुड़ जाना और हाय बोल देना। YouTube uploads Final Fantasy 16 thumbnail open। ये ट्वीट कर दिया। ट्वीट ये खोल दिया और अब शुरू कर सकता हूँ। एक बार मैं रिकॉर्डिंग शुरू करता हूँ। अपलोड कर देंगे हम। ये ऑटो से बात करते हैं। उम्मीद करता हूँ उससे अगला भाग शुरू नहीं होगा इसका। पता नहीं क्या देख रहे हैं ये लोग। होपफुली अगला भाग शुरू नहीं होगा क्वेस्ट का, क्योंकि मैं ये बाउंटी बोर्ड्स थोड़ा करना चाहता हूँ।
Was wondering when you turn up. Had owls from all our friends thanking you for your timely intervention. How is it you always manage to arrive at just the right moment?
Luck, I suppose. Any word on the rest of the realm?
Let's see. Storm's still crying out for mother crystals. The nations are still in chaos. And the skies are still the colour of a kick in the kidneys 2 days on. So...
Right.
Clive, we knew this was going to happen. Well, not the bleeding skies part, but you take my point. Now's not the time to second-guess yourself. Now's the time to visit the infirmary. Taya says your brother's awake.
Thank you, Otto.
So it was not Sylvester, but Olivier who served as Ultima's puppet. And when Dion learned of this, he sought to slay the fiend. Only for his father to take the spear that would have freed him. Enough to drive a man to madness.
Small wonder he hasn't stirred. I would be afraid to wake.
Had I but reached out to him sooner, warned him of the threat Ultima posed. But now, both an empire and her prince lie broken.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
Very little, I'm afraid. Despite my best efforts. 18 years ago, as I lay buried beneath the rubble of Phoenix Gate, 'twas not death who came for me, but another. And it was while in my rescuer's care, I first heard of Ultima. I've been chasing his shadow ever since. Ultima is driven by some deep, dark purpose, and for whatever reason, it would seem you are crucial to his designs. He will stop at nothing to have you. Even if that means toppling an empire.
But why me? What possible use could I be to such a creature?
That is one of many answers that have eluded me. Yet, I am certain of this. It is not mere chance. You were chosen for a reason. All dominants carry within them the might of an icon. Nigh limitless power that is at once acutely limited. I wield fire, and only fire.
And I only ice. 8 wardens for 8 elements. But you, Clive.
You are different. You're special. Your abilities begin with the flames of Ifrit. they do not end there. The fact Ifrit can even exist goes against everything we thought we knew of dominance. Perhaps Ultima has been waiting for one such as you, whose potential is truly limitless.
I've encountered that thing several times now. If it or he, as you say, needs me, why hasn't he claimed me as he did the boy?
Were I to hazard a guess, I'd say the two of you are somehow incompatible. His mind not properly attuned to your body.
His mind.
Mind, awareness, spirit, call it what you wish. But I believe Ultima to be an embodiment of the concept. It is why I struggle and fail to contain him here inside me.
I'm sorry. Inside you?
With every setting sun, I feel my strength wane. And though the Phoenix's flames mend the prison I have made for Ultima, they do so at a cost. We must find a means to bring an end to him before I meet my own.
What were you thinking?
It was that or let him take Clive. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother.
But that doesn't mean you should sacrifice yourself to save me.
Joshua! Clive! It's Gav! There's an army of Akashic at the gates of Canver.
Well, what's the short of it?
I thought Tyre told you. The capital of the Free Cities is under siege by an army of monstrosities. The city guard are doing their best to stem the tide, but numbers ain't on their side.
What of Lord Byron and Mid? Were they able to escape?
No, but they're all right for now. They're hiding with Gav at midship.
We have to get them out of there.
And we shall. Otto, prepare a Stolas. Tell Gav to stay exactly where he is.
Understood.
Vivian, what's the swiftest route to the Free Cities?
That sounds like a question for the map. Look here. This road, through Tabor, should provide the least trouble.
Good.
What a coincidence. Tabor is exactly where I'm bound.
Joshua, bed is where you should be bound.
You don't think I told him the exact same thing?
Were Tyre not such a talented healer, I would surely have been inclined to agree. But, thanks to her ministrations, I feel I may safely rejoin my attendant, who was to wait for me in Tabor if we became separated.
All right, we travel together.
Clive!
If he stays close to me, he'll be fine.
Thank you, brother.
I'll look after him.
Clive! Anything catch your eye? Seen enough?
Do you like being struck by thunderbolts from on high? Then don't let anything happen to Mid. Yeah?
My attendant was with me in the Dominion before I primed. She would have watched the battle unfold and witnessed its outcome. I trust you'll be waiting for me in Tabor, where I can finally introduce you.
Taya's right. Your brother is in no condition to travel. That's all I'll say on the matter. It's Mid, Gav, and your uncle we should be thinking about now.
You know how I feel about this, but your brother's stubbornness knows no bounds. I'm starting to think it runs in the family.
Back again? Then how could it not? But are we any better? I cannot claim. Such are the wages. Ironic, then. How may I help you today? I have the details here. Study it well, Clive. Thus ends today's lesson.
How may I help you today, Clive? Come to claim your just desserts? All yours. Come again. I may have more for you.
We've sent Cursebreakers to Martha's Rest, Dalamil, and Northreach. Hopefully they can help maintain the peace. Or at least a semblance of it.
Cole told us everything that happened. It's a bit of a worry that both the Republican and Imperial armies are in disarray. But it was good to hear that the people stood their ground.
It's like a dream. The four of us out walking like we used to.
Enjoying this, are you? Gav and the others could be in danger as we speak.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yote is a fine scout. If Candle was attacked, she will already have begun gathering information.
Tabor isn't far. We should pick up the pace.
We can use the ruins to cross the ravine.
Assuming they will allow it, the Echoes have a will of their own.
भाई म्यूट में था सही में। मैं बोल रहा था ये 3 हफ्ते के लिए बोला है आपको जिम नहीं जाने के लिए, वो 3 हफ्ते को 3 महीने में कन्वर्ट करना चाहते हो क्या? अरे म्यूट सही में नहीं रखना चाहिए, पर आदत है यार डालने की, आदत निकालनी चाहिए मुझे म्यूट से निकालने। फिजियो वाले ने अपर बॉडी के लिए ओके बोला था। ओह इतना आसान नहीं था। ओके तब ठीक है। तो अपर बॉडी के लिए मैं क्या किया आज? Shoulders and back. सही है सही है। अभी यहाँ पे कुछ, और ये डेफिनेटली एक बाउंटी है, मैं बाद में करूँगा इससे। बल्कि ये शायद एस रैंक वाला है, अनलेस बाउंटी बोर्ड में कोई नया है, मुझे याद नहीं कोई मशीन था।
She's strong-willed, loyal, and deadly with a blade. Much like Clive, but with better manners.
हाँ मेरा साथ भी वैसे ही हुआ था। मैं क्या बोलते ये अपने वेट पे ज़्यादा ध्यान दे रहा था ना, तो मैंने क्या बोलते अपर बॉडी का ऑलमोस्ट छोड़ ही दिया था। काफ़ी ज़्यादा जो मेरा बढ़ गया था पूरा गया। अब पहले जितना उठा सकता था उसका मेरे हिसाब से 70 या 80% ही उठा सकता हूँ। और कौन बचा? मैं भी सोच रहा हूँ क्या बोलते हैं ये हफ्ते में एक बार की जगह 2 बार करने के लिए, पर मुझे अपना वेट पहले सही में कॉन्सेंट्रेट करना है। मैं इससे थोड़ा बात करता हूँ पहले।
Hey, do. Where are you off to now, then? Bound for the Free Cities, perhaps? Oh, no need to say if you'd rather not. We all have our reasons. Ain't exactly feeling like sharing with strangers myself at the mo. Truth be told, I could do with a bit of inspiration. Don't know which way to turn no more. Was doing a roaring trade back in Oriflamme, right up until the poor Drake lost her noggin. So, thought I'd try me luck in the desert. And the Fang went the same way. And don't get me started on the mess in the bloomin' Dominion. Suppose I could try Camber next. But knowing my luck, the old place would be crawling with the works before I'd even sight me stall. But as I always say, where there's crisis, there's opportunity. The opportunity to mint Gil, that is. So, where to next? Is there any money to be made in Ash? The orcs even carry Gil.
बेचारा हमारे पीछे पीछे आ रहा है और जहाँ पर भी ये जा रहा है हम वहाँ का पूरा तोड़ दे रहे हैं। वैसे कितना कम हो गया आपका वॉल्टेंट भाई? कैपेसिटी पहले कितनी थी और अब कितनी है?
Another ether flood. They're everywhere now.
We can't go round it.
Then we'll just have to be careful.
kg पहले कितना उठाते थे आप? कितना आगे लेके जाएगा ये? ओके, लगभग पहुंच ही गया हूँ। कोई आया रास्ते तो रास्ते में तो मार दूंगा उससे। मार में क्या इन तीनों को तो तीनों को नहीं मार पाया क्योंकि ये रास्ते से निकल गया। kg शोल्डर प्रेस क्या होता है?
Have you been to Tabor before?
There are a few places I haven't.
शोल्डर प्रेस कैसा एक्सरसाइज होता है याद नहीं आ रहा मुझे। Watchman.
Welcome, travelers. We don't get many visitors here in Tabor.
ऑनलाइन चेक करता हूँ
Where
खुद ही
now,
पे।
Joshua?
There is a residence just inside the city gates. She awaits us within.
और ये वाला इसका मैं मेन शायद या तो 15 kg था मैं मेन गया हूँ या फिर शायद मैंने 20 kg तक गया हूँ इसका पहले। अभी तो मेरे हिसाब से मैं 10 kg कर पाऊँगा। ये है ना, पहले इससे अपना फुल करना है मुझे।
Are you buying or selling?
Buying.
A fine choice. Anything else? A fine choice. Take care.
सब कुछ फुल कर दिया।
What brings you to our humble village, young man? If it's our artisans you're here to see, then please. But do try not to interrupt their work.
Okay. अब वो ढूंढना है उसे योटे को। ओके, यहाँ पे नहीं है। इधर है। अगर कंटिन्यू करते रहो अपर तो हाँ हो जाएगा, काफ़ी वापस आ जाओगे। और क्या बोलते हैं, अब तो अपर में ही कॉन्सेंट्रेट कर सकते हो, तो मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली जल्दी ही 30 के भी ऊपर चले जाओगे।
My Lord Marquis, it is an honor. I am Yote, Knight of the Undying, charged with the protection of His Grace Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix.
Of course. It all makes sense now.
Would you care to elaborate?
The Undying are loyal servants to the ducal throne. Or more specifically, to its heir. They have served our family for generations, albeit from the shadows.
Since their inception, they have been tasked with the preservation and enactment of the rites of ancestral communion.
तो अब हर रोज जाओगे क्या?
After the events at Phoenix Gate, it was the Undying who delivered me to safety. And since the day I left Rosaria, Yote has been my constant companion and protector. Without her sword, I would not have survived my journey across the realm.
Rise, Lady Yote.
अगर कल्ट में अपर बॉडी नहीं कर रहे तो खुद कर सकते हो ना?
I owe you a debt I can never repay.
I but did my duty.
Come now. Tell us what you've discovered.
Your Grace. It is as you feared. The vessel we spied off the coast of the Crystalline Dominion on the night of her fall. It was the hain. Beyond any doubt.
The Black Galleon.
Joshua, the hain is the Royalists' flagship. What business would they have in the Dominion?
Upon learning of Waloed's involvement in recent events at Drake's Fang,
ग्लास के बाहर नहीं कर
the
सकते क्या?
malign influence of Ultima, and bid Yote and the Undying look into the matter.
We have reason to believe that the Black Galleon weighed anchor shortly after the fighting began, and set a course due south.
For Canva. Then it is Waloeda knights who besiege the cities.
What is left of them? Yes. And the Black Galleon sails at but one man's behest. Barnabas Tharm.
But are we truly safe here in the Agora?
The city guard have been paid, if that's what you're implying.
सही है, सोलो पसंद नहीं है तो
for them to run.
Well, you are free to leave, Lord Minister.
Markets abandoned, warehouses aflame, blackened hulls choking.
आपको थोड़ा ब्रेक भी मिल जाएगा फिर अच्छे से बीच-बीच में.
Ruined.
The realm teeters on the brink of chaos, and all you can think about is commerce.
Forgive us. We were not aware Dhalmekia now subsisted on charity.
How dare you?
Distinguished members of the Council, you must forgive His Majesty this intrusion.
What is the meaning of this?
A trifle crowded, but I fear it will have to serve, my liege.
Very well.
हाँ 60 तक पहुंच गया. एक बार 61 पहुंच जाए फिर वो
Do you not see?
बनाना होगा 60.
The king! He has come to save us from the Akashic. He is a gift from the heavens, divine intervention, our very salvation. And of course, if
आपका शॉट भी देखा मैंने by the way, जो कल बना रहे थे.
willing to negotiate a fair price for services rendered.
Fools. Your ignorance unbecomes you.
Your Majesty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would swear that the fiends washing the cobbles of Canva with the blood of her citizens wear the colors of Waloed. Ha! So you do not deny it. Guards, fetter them, and see our guests to the dungeons!
Enough. Pathetic creatures.
ये कौन सा स्माइली है?
That you should imagine yourselves worthy of salvation.
हाँ वो भी देख 700 हो गए. जब मैंने आज सुबह देखा था 550 या ऐसा कुछ
Girl
था.
is still here, somewhere in the city. Her consciousness fair dripping with her late father's hubris. A consciousness to which Mythos is inextricably bound and inexorably drawn. See that he is made welcome.
Yes, Your Majesty.
वो वाला भी डाल देना. क्या बोलते हैं? कौन सा वाला था वो? Piling Shrine वाला जिस.
Surely the prince's light cannot have sated you.
वो पॉइजन वाला भी डाल देना. वो भी मस्त है.
So then, how long has Waloed been under Ultima's control?
How long indeed? Based on what we know of Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
But to what end? What does Ultima want?
The tapestry. Show them.
लोगों को दूसरों की सफरिंग पसंद है गेम्स में. ये भी सफरिंग था पर उससे ज़्यादा था वो होगा पॉइजन वाला. पहुंच ही गए थे लगभग फायलिंग के पास और फिर मर गए.
By the flames.
Phoenix Gate, Drake's Breath, and now here. But what is it?
It is old, ancient, even. Naught remains of the faith it represents, save what can be gleaned from the image itself. None could tell me what the one in the apothecary meant, even the Undying. But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the center, the one beneath whom the icons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima. He is a god, or at least godlike. His very existence beyond our ken. The icons, and by extension their dominance, are meant to be his subjects, and while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it. Like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all.
वैसे आज Blood 1 खेलोगे क्या?
Gods don't like to be disobeyed.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yote of the lake?
By all means.
Yote, I will be accompanying my brother to the Free Cities. Whilst we are afield, I would have you watch over those Clive has made his wards. Omielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
But it is my duty to...
As it has ever been my brother's duty, remember.
If that is your wish, Your Grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
अब मैं देखता हूँ अगला कौन सा गेम है वैसे जिसका रिलीज का वेट कर रहे हो आप?
My lord, my lady.
एक तो लाइस ऑफ पी है पर वो सारे सितंबर या अक्टूबर में रिलीज हो रहे हैं ना. उससे पहले कोई और गेम है जो खेलने वाले हो आप? वो सारे सितंबर अक्टूबर में है ना. अभी एटलीस्ट 2-3 महीने हैं उनके लिए.
Let's find our friends.
ओनली अब खेलो. खोल पा रहे हो वैसे? पिछली बार जब खोलने की पिछली बार जब पीसी में खोलने की कोशिश कर रही थी खुल रहा ही नहीं था. ओनली अब खुल रहा है.
It's plain she cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
नए पीसी पर मैं क्या यही जारी रखता हूँ अभी के लिए.
Who among you is bold enough to heed her call?
What brings you to our humble village, young
कुछ नया
man?
नया. ओह, एक और cutscene. वैसे आखिरी पार्ट कब आ रहा है या कब डिलीवर हो रहा है आखिरी पार्ट?
Cyril, how fares the search?
Well, Your Grace, my report shall be with you ere long.
Ah, yes. Yote is otherwise engaged at my behest.
And the duty of wardenship?
Fulfilled. For as you see, I've been reunited with my first shield.
I am Cyril, Knight of the Undying and bearer of the Burning Quill, charged with chronicling the mortal deeds of His Grace, Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix, and rightful Archduke of Rosaria.
I entrusted Cyril here,
overseeing
the investigation into Ultima's origins. Findings from his brothers and sisters afield are delivered here to be collated and catalogued.
Just how many Undying are there?
Not nearly enough, milady. Yet we are glad to give our all in service to the Phoenix.
तो जो दो
Such is and has ever been our creed.
दो मॉनिटर जो थे वही इस्तेमाल करोगे या नया मॉनिटर भी लिया हुआ है कोई एक पीसी के लिए सेपरेट?
Associates, I have mine, but you may now think of them as ours. That won't be a problem, will it?
The Phoenix is our sun, and we but the shadows that quicken in his radiance. It is from the darkness that we serve, both him and now you. Pray accept this token. For as long as you bear it, members of our order will reveal themselves unto you, if there is nothing further.
No. You are dismissed.
Your Grace.
सही है, एक 4K तो चाहिए ही. 4070 भी कर लेगा 4K.
It's a Canva then.
We'll talk about this later. Cyril seemed very, You certainly keep strange bedfellows, Joshua.
4070 Ti, हाँ 4070 Ti जो है वो भी 4K कर लेगा अच्छे से अगर खेलना चाहते हो पीसी में भी तो. Undying Accolade. Oh, ये सारे जोशुआ के फॉलोअर्स हैं.
Ah, Lord Rosfield. I'm afraid I cannot stay to talk. I must leave to collect the reports of our spies in the field. Now that you wear the Phoenix down, our brothers and sisters will no doubt reveal themselves to you too. Farewell, my lord, and may the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart.
वैसे 4K पास थ्रू वाला कैप्चर कार्ड है? कौन सा कैप्चर कार्ड है आपका?
The free cities under siege. Who'd have thought it?
Master Cyril, luckily. Thank goodness he told us before we set out.
हाँ सही है. अब तो एकदम सब कुछ सही है. Watchman एक और.
There are horrible beasts down that way. Ashen terrors who'll kill you as soon as look at you. Would that I had the strength to kill them first.
Oh हाँ, आप तो डायरेक्ट पीसी से ही कर रहे हो ना? 2 स्क्रीन से आपके पास. ये वापस फील्ड्स ऑफ कोरोवा में जाता है. गिल्डेड पाथ दूसरे तरफ से जाना होगा.
Ready, go? Faster!
सही है वो. मैं भी बल्कि ये भले ही अपने लैपटॉप में स्ट्रीम करता हूँ पर ये कमेंट्स जो है ना वो अपने फ़ोन से देखता हूँ मैं. फ़ोन मेरे सामने रखता हूँ, नीचे देखते रहता हूँ उस पर. फ़ोन पे स्ट्रीम रख दिया. सही में इनसे लड़ना जरूरी है. Oh. Be right back. BRB. Ooh, 600 एक्सपीरियंस. well, इतना हाई लेवल है कि 600 भी उतना ज़्यादा नहीं देता मुझे. इन सब से लड़ना जरूरी है क्या? मैं एक बार बगल से जाता हूँ. जरूरी नहीं है इनसे लड़ना. तो आजा वापस. एम्ब्रोसिया.
Clive, smoke.
This Is the city fallen?
Fly, Ambrosia.
और ये रहा एक और क्या? एक और ऑब्लिक्स.
The free men are still holding their own, then.
Do we have any idea where Gav and the others might be?
There's a warehouse near the docks where we agreed to meet if there was any trouble. We should hurry.
Gilded Path, or yeah, 3 cities of Canva. From humble beginnings did a handful of villagers join to form a staunch alliance that now controls much of the realm's mercantile trade. A well-traveled traders road connecting the ports at Canva with the myriad villages dotting Dalmacia's rugged interior. The village wielded in mystery nestled deep in the protective embrace of Craterus Cliff. और ये जहाँ से शुरू किया था. A wind-blasted sprawl of bottomless ravines latticed with the colossal flotsam of a people fallen. चलो अभी के लिए तो 3 cities of Canva जाना है. ये वापस नहीं आ पाऊंगा एक बार यहाँ पे गया तो. One time visit ही है ये.
Sounds like thunder.
You're late. We're starting to think you'd stumbled off a cliff.
I seem to recall that was you, Gav.
Good to see you. Any trouble on the road?
Nothing we couldn't handle.
I knew you'd come. Is that who I think it is? Yes.
Allow me to introduce my brother, Joshua.
Clive's told me all about you. Or even listening most of the time. Name's Midadol, but everyone calls me Mid.
My lady.
Hey?
My boy.
Uncle Byron.
It's really you. I never thought I'd see the day.
So these Akashic are being controlled?
That's what it looked like. Empty eyes, eerie blue glow. No doubt they were turned, but silent as monks, every last one of them.
Your man here speaks true, Clive. We saw more than a few in this city. They moved in ranks with a purpose, and not of their own.
Ultima's doing.
Perhaps.
What of the city? The people?
Dead, mostly.
Mostly, but not all. A handful managed to lock themselves in their villas before the Horde arrived. Some in the Merchants' District to the west, and a few others on the far bank.
If the Akashic stumble across either hiding place, a few bolted doors won't hold them for long. We need to find them. And quickly.
What do you propose?
We split into 2 parties. I will make for the Merchants' District, while you look to those across the river. Mind keeping an eye on my brother?
Not at all. We find the villa and try the servants' entrance.
Understood.
And what of us?
Mid, is she fit to sail?
The ship, the mithril engine could probably do with a few more tweaks.
Then you better work fast. Even if we do reach the survivors in time, they'll never make it to the hideaway on foot.
You leave that to me.
See that Mid doesn't get herself into trouble, would you?
Think I can manage that?
I'll keep him safe.
Looks like you stuck with me, Byron.
That's Lord Rossfield, you little gutter snipe!
Shall we then?
And you keep Clive safe.
Be careful. Both of you.
You too.
Even fall. Oh, already कोई आ गया हमसे लड़ने के लिए?
All right, Torgal. Let's find those survivors.
ओह, इससे पेट नहीं कर सकता मैं. ये अकेला मेरे साथ आया, मैं इसे पेट करना चाहता था. यार. कोई भी मिनी मैप नहीं. मतलब यहाँ पे वापस नहीं आ सकता.
They don't stand a chance against those things.
आ रहा. Oh shit, मार दिया उसने. Well, अब मारो तुम.
They're wearing wound armor.
Oh. मान में क्या बाकी सबको मार दो. एक पे ध्यान देना पड़ेगा. Oh. आजा.
Nice try.
Oh, brilliant dodge. ये बहुत ही ज्यादा क्या बोलते हैं, टेलीपोर्ट कर रहा है. सही में इसकी वजह से चीज के ऊपर नहीं जा पाया. पैरी फिर से हर बार बिना आजा. इसे इस बात तो नहीं कर पाऊंगा मैं. ओह, मार दिया मैंने उसे. मुझे लगा था मैं मारता. ओह, 5787 एबिलिटी पॉइंट्स हैं. बहामुत चैनल्ड, इसके बारे में भूल ही गया था मैं. वो सब छोड़ो. फ्लेम्स अपग्रेड, मास्टर नहीं, ये सिर्फ अपग्रेड के लिए. तो उतना इस्तेमाल कर रहा नहीं हूँ, पर इसको कर रहा हूँ. सही बोलो तो ये शायद ज़्यादा अच्छा है. 3-3 ना, और जो अभी इस्तेमाल कर रहा हूँ 4-2. अपग्रेड कर सकता हूँ पर इसके देखता हूँ ना। ओह 5 अटैक, ये तो और भी अच्छा है। गीगा फ्लेयर 2 3 3 2। सैटेलाइट, विंग्स ऑफ लाइट। इसको लगाने की सोच रहा हूं मैं। ये क्योंकि 5 डैमेज कर रहा है, मुझे ये चाहिए डेफिनेटली। सो अपग्रेड करता हूँ और ये थोड़ा बदल रहा हूँ मैं। बहामुत नहीं, गीगा फ्लेयर। ये तो ये होगा गीगा फ्लेयर, इसमें यहाँ पे ही है। 5000 खर्च कर दिया मैं। मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली फाइनल बॉस से पहले जो एंड में इस्तेमाल करना चाहता हूँ, जो 2-3 उनको लगाऊंगा और फुली अपग्रेड कर दूंगा उन्हें, बाकी सबके निकाल के।
This might take a while.
या ओह, इससे पहले मारो ताकि ये किसी और को शील्ड ना दे सके। ओके ये मरा। क्या 2 मरा। अरे की नहीं दोनों। इससे अपैरेंटली बदल जाता है। नहीं, एक ही है ना। देखो तो ये मेगा प्लेयर अभी भी 0 दिखा रहा है। भाई वे इतना धीरे।
What happened to the Royal Army? There's nothing but monsters here.
चलते ही यार, रुक रहा ही नहीं था यार। ओके, 1 मेगा प्लेयर काफी है लगता है। समय लगेगा बस चलता है। फिर से ट्राई करना चाहता हूँ मैं मेगा प्लेयर को। काफी स्लो है, पर शायद अपग्रेड करके ज्यादा जल्दी होगा वो। उससे याद आया, अपहीवल ना, अब इस अपहीवल की जरूरत नहीं है मुझे। जजमेंट बॉल नहीं, रेजिंग फिस्ट नहीं, इम्पोर्टेंस 40%। ओह डैम नाइस। अभी के लिए यही लगाता हूँ क्योंकि वेल मुझे लगता है मेरे पास बहामुत के कोई भी हैं। तो फिर से देख लेता हूँ। बहामुत के एक भी नहीं है ना मेरे पास। हाँ, एक भी नहीं है मेरे पास बहामुत का, अनफॉर्चुनेटली। कोई होता बहामुत का तो वो लगा देता, पर कोई भी नहीं है। 2 जो स्पेल इस्तेमाल कर रहा हूँ वो 2 ही होते तो। इतना आसानी से नहीं करूँगा।
To me, boy.
ना नहीं हो रहा यार। बहुत स्लो है सही में। शिट यार, इसे बंद भी नहीं कर सकता मैं। पता नहीं कितना ज़्यादा डैमेज हुआ, अच्छे डैमेज हुआ मेरे हिसाब से। बहुत स्लो है सही में, बहुत स्लो है। काफी देर तक चल रहा है। होली शिट, सही में काफी देर तक चल रहा है। Holy shit. Potion is not gonna allow. Man क्या पहले की का प्लेयर करता हूँ। ये बढ़ रहा है इसका जीवन प्लेयर के समय। फिर ये इससे बढ़ता नहीं है। ओह डैम। नहीं नहीं ओके, ऐसे मैं इससे बच सकता हूँ दिखाते हुए। दो कैसे हो गए? एक पे ही अच्छा था ना अभी। अब आ जा। Tensions of Byrite। ओके, उतना भी बुरा नहीं है मतलब ये। इसका इस्तेमाल करके डॉज भी कर सकता हूँ ना। और फिर अचानक से 1 से 2 भी हो गया था बीच में। मैं क्या एक और बात ट्राई करूंगा। आजा, मैं एक बार फिर से पैरी ट्राई करना चाहता हूँ। हाँ, बहुत जल्दी कर लूँगा। पैरी थोड़ा मुश्किल है इसमें। पैरी डेफिनेटली मुश्किल है। टाइमिंग प्लस मैंने स्टार्टिंग से ट्राई भी नहीं किया ना इसका, वो भी है। स्टार्टिंग से पैरी के लिए ट्राई करता तो शायद उतना मुश्किल नहीं होता, पर डॉज मुझे ज़्यादा अच्छा लगा। स्पेशली ये जो रिंग के साथ जैसे दिखता है ना, वो पूरा आर्ट के साथ बहुत सही है वो। प्रिसीजन क्या बोलते हैं, प्रिसीजन काउंटर शायद ज़्यादा करता हो, अब मुझे लगता करता है। पर विजुअली वो ज़्यादा प्लीजिंग है जो रिंग के साथ मुझे मिल रहा है।
That sounded big. Joshua and Jill must be busy.
Okay. अबे यार एकदम बकवास है ये वाला सही में। क्या आ जाओ। मार देगा वो। मेरे हिसाब से परफेक्ट पैरी, परफेक्ट काउंटर नहीं, परफेक्ट डॉज से मेरे हिसाब से वो बढ़ जाता है, सीधे 2 पे चले जाता है या फिर 1 ज़्यादा बढ़ जाता है। डेफिनेटली बुरा नहीं है, बस बहुत टाइम लेता है। ओह गुड। हाँ, अगर ये परफेक्ट मेगा प्लेट डॉज उससे हो जाता है। ओह गुड। अरे यार ये रहा प्रेसिजन डॉज, परफेक्ट डॉज, प्रेसिजन डॉज। ये ठीक से कर रहा है, ये वही तो बात। भैया oh definitely he's gonna be up now. Let's see. Nice try. नीचे आ जा। इसको कर सकता हूँ मैं, जैसे ना। इस बार मार तो दिया मैंने। ये क्या धीरे बढ़ता है, अगर कबार पर बढ़ता है वो। इससे ज़्यादा जल्दी बढ़, वो लगभग 50,000 हो गया था यार। मुझे लगी क्या? पता नहीं, मुझे लगा, मुझे लगी। Yeah. Too slow. It's not technical for that. जा ये हो गया उतना ज़्यादा हेल्थ भी नहीं था।
This is the Agora, where the city's leaders gather. There may still be survivors inside.
फ्लेट डॉज, उससे एक बढ़ जाता है, वो काफ़ी मदद करेगा डेफिनेटली बॉसेस के खिलाफ। हाई पोशन यार, हाई पोशन नहीं चाहिए था मुझे, नॉर्मल पोशन चाहिए। 3 इस्तेमाल किया मैंने नॉर्मल पोशन। वो फाइनली मिल गया एक। हीलिंग पोटेंसी सही है, सही बोलूँ तो 12% ना। चलो क्या कर सकता हूँ। एक्चुअली नहीं, पोशन अभी कम है मेरे पास, पोशन के लिए ही जाना होगा। 25% एक हाई क्लेरिक मेडालियन है, और वैसे भी हाई पोशन से काफ़ी ज़्यादा बढ़ जाता है। नॉर्मल पोशन से 40%, वो बहुत सही है। बॉस फाइट है यहाँ पे लग रहा है। Yep.
These creatures. Does Optimus Reach extend this far? What the hell is going on here?
Yeah. और नए आएंगे इस्तेमाल से शायद।
Where is your master? What does he want?
Oh shit. इन वालों को पहले मारना होगा। एक वाले ने टेलीपोर्ट कर दिया। तो इससे पहले मारना है। ना एक आएगा वो साइड वाला यहाँ पे।
You've caused quite the commotion. But then I would expect no less from you, Muthos.
You again. I don't believe we've been introduced. You were in my family's crypt, and now you're here, with an army of Akashic thralls.
Manners, Lord Rosfield? They are men, like you and me. Albeit ones unburdened by the wills that drive our kind to madness. They are pure. They are divine.
What?
And they are all that remains in this once raucous city.
You'll pay for what you've done.
As you wish. I confess I have been very much looking forward to this. Pardon me this indulgence, Your Majesty. The vessel shall not be spoiled. I am Sleipnir of House Harvard, and you will yield. Or not. As long as you don't hold back.
स्लिपनिर ओडिन का क्या बोलते हैं? और क्या नाम था? क्या कर रहा है? ओह नहीं। ओह बढ़िया। ना ऐसा आसान नहीं कर दूंगा। क्या कर रहा है? इतना टेलीपोर्ट करने की क्या जरूरत है? अबे यार। ठीक है, अब आ जाना।
me, boy. Nice try.
Yeah. माल में क्या? आजा। एक धन्यवाद, दो धन्यवाद। Oh, गलत बटन। धन्यवाद इसके लिए। इसको लगते जाएगा। सही है?
That's better. All yours, Torgal. Too slow.
नीचे आ जा, नीचे आ जा। हाँ। ओके। अरे प्रिसीजन डॉज नहीं कर पाया यार, वो चाहिए मुझे। अबे यार सही में यार बहुत टेलीपोर्ट कर रहा है। ओह आखिरी वाले उसने डॉज कर दिया। आ गया?
Trick.
You will forgive me if my performance seems uninspired. It is just that I expected so much more from our chosen one. Perhaps this will kindle your flame?
What now?
A gift from my liege lord's armory. Gungnir. Watch closely, Mythos. Yes! Yes!
Stone skin already set. Shit. लगभग 50,000 हो गया था यार। Oh damn.
To me, boy. Next too slow.
इतना आसानी से निकाल। Oh फिर। Oh nice, very. दो तीन एक के बाद एक मजा आ गया।
One is seldom enough.
Oh shit.
Actually, I wouldn't.
Oh fuck. Oh, precision dodge.
Nice try.
Oh shit. एक हाई पोजीशन इस्तेमाल करना होगा. नीचे आजा.
There's a good boy. Nice try.
Nah, it's not something. Oh. कहाँ भाग गया?
Enjoying yourself?
Oh shit. Oh, patty.
To me, boy. Nice try.
Shit. Yeah. मुझे लगता है ये करना चाहिए था मुझे पहले कर दिया था. धीरे बढ़ते जाएगा ना. ओह 50,000 से जस्ट काफी दूर था. 50,000 के. Oh shit.
I've heard Torgal.
आजा. That meant दिया. Good. Heal कर दे थोड़ा. और दो एक साथ ना. मुझे अभी मालूम है क्या गाउज इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए था. गलत बटन. ओह नाइस. Oh shit. Oh shit. नीचे आजा. Shit यार ये गाउजा मेरे पास है. तब होना चाहिए था तब नहीं था मेरे पास.
Well done, Torgal. Nice try.
एक और बहुत अच्छे. अच्छे पैरिंग हुए इस बार. अरे यार वो वाला अटैक में डॉज नहीं कर पाया. ये मरने वाला है. समझ में? और नहीं मारा तो ये इस्तेमाल करूँगा। Level up. Keys. After taking up the mantle of Lord Commander of the Knights of the Royal Luder Army upon Sidolphus Telamon's untimely resignation, Sleipnir harbored served King Barnabas for the better part of a decade. Intriguingly, however, there are no records of a house harbored ever existing in either Weldermark or on the southern continent, begging the question, whence exactly did he hail? Ultima.
The vessel is strong. My liege.
Clive!
You're all right.
As are you, I see.
We are, yes.
I'm sorry, but we couldn't save them.
It was over before we arrived.
Well, you did what you could. I fear we were all too late. What's wrong?
Nothing. I hope.
Leaving so soon, Mythos?
It's the king.
Indeed. You may kneel before Barnabas Tharm, Warden of Ash and King of Walud.
Get back.
Wild and impetuous. I expected more of the boy who bested my Lord Commander. Yet I see why my master covets you so. The power within you, Mythos. The potential.
Stop calling me Mythos.
But Mythos is everything. The cornerstone of all creation. The Lord's vessel. Your purpose.
My purpose? To surrender my mind and body to that thing. No, Your Majesty. My purpose is my own. I made a promise to my friends, to my people. And nothing is going to stand in my way.
You would allow this delusion of free will to bar your path to greatness? Truly, your volition is a cancer. One that must be excised.
Try it.
You are as weak as all the rest.
Joshua!
Oi! Oi! This way! Hurry!
Power beyond reckoning, and they use it as a crutch. Such a waste.
Will he be all right?
The phoenix can mend flesh, but the spirit must recover on its own. I'm afraid the rest is up to him. This place is remarkable. Outfitting it must have been no small feat. But why go to such trouble?
That beauty's belly's filled with wonders the world ain't ready for. If the guilds caught wind of what we were up to, they'd all want a piece. All right?
And how is he? Do not blame yourself. He was barely breathing when you brought him here. We would have lost him if it were not for you.
No. Barnabas may have severed nigh every sinew in my brother's body. But he made certain the wounds were not fatal.
Nigh every sinew?
Allow me, your lordship. Don't know what I was thinking, putting you to the trouble like that.
'Tis no trouble carrying comestibles to my ailing nephew.
I know, but you've already done so much for us. Pouring your gil into the hideaway and now the ship. I don't want to take the piss.
You risked your life. And for what? Some girl you hardly know. Why'd you do it? You not mad or something?
I wouldn't go that far.
Clive!
You're awake, my boy. Oh.
All I want to do is help. And the world won't save itself. It was Sid. Your father, who taught me that.
Sounds like him.
Don't you dare do that again.
What of the Royalists?
Fucked off, the lot of them, along with the galleon. With the king on board, no doubt. The Iron Hair wouldn't sail without him. Clive. Jill didn't come back.
What do you mean?
She kept the king busy while the others dragged you out.
It's all right, Mid. Jill is fine.
The ether of her icon endures. And as long as it does, we can be certain she is alive.
We must pursue the Black Galleon. Jill will be with the king, I'm sure of it.
Well, good luck catching him, because my ship's going nowhere. It's the Mithril engine. She's got a kick like a wild chocobo and a mind to tear the hull in half.
But you have an idea.
Well, of course I do. My dad'll have seen this coming a league off. If I had his old writings...
If you had his old writings, you'd be sitting under a fuckload of rubble. The ones Otto didn't save anyway. I suppose he might still have a few pages in his stores.
We'll have to hope it's enough. Do what you can to ready the ship. I'll speak with Otto.
In your condition, you really are mad.
Perhaps. But the world really won't save itself. I'll turn my nose.
Still alive, are you? Go on, then. You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here. Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Trouble with your gear, or... So, will it be? No scratches, right? Should last you a good while. Not bad, if I do say so myself. My best work, but it'll do. Yeah, that should do you. You can thank me later. That it? Fine.
Oh, that blasted book. You look like you could do with a drink. Don't be a stranger, Sid.
Those imps are going to break that
All
thing.
of them.
You just watch.
You put me in this situation, Clive. You can bloody well get me out of it. I need a hand with a recipe.
Are you sure it's me you're looking for? I'm not much of a cook.
I'm all the cook will be needing, thank you very much. What I want from you is a little of your time, right? Oh, and perhaps your sword. You remember Ivan's stew, right? Well, despite the look of the thing, and that awful stench, people wolf it down. So I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself. Had a peek at the book and gave it a go, but, well...
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped. Ivan had the same problem.
Yeah, but this is my blooming kitchen, and I will not be outdone. So if you don't want to be seen as playing favorites, I suggest you lend me a hand.
फिर से म्यूट पे था मैं यार, ये म्यूट करना बंद करना होगा मुझे सही में। पापा भूल जाता हूँ मैं म्यूट पे हूँ। हाँ ठीक है।
I've never been one to play favorites, Molly. And I would be only too happy to lend you a hand. So, what's on the menu this time?
A fried mortress of skyworm. That's one heck of a name, innit? Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself. Thought I'd followed it to a T. Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint are not what I thought they were. At least I hope they're not, given the rancid mess they made.
Ivan said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries. Who's to say the ingredients even exist anymore?
Wow. That's a question for a scholar, wouldn't you say? Perhaps you know of one? Kindly old fella who haunts the shelves, maybe?
Fine. I'll go and speak to Harpocrates. Perhaps he'll know something. And if he does, I'll see if I can find your ingredients for you.
You do that. Lest we forget, you've got a reputation to uphold.
Not to be outdone.
I thought I had it all worked out, but I'm buggered if I know where to find skyworm livers and drake's mint. Best hope everyone's favourite know-it-all can help us, eh?
Said her name was Yote. A friend of Sid's, you think?
योटे लिफ्ट के पास है, उससे भी बात कर लूँगा बाद में। बहुत साइड क्वेस्ट हैं यार मैंने।
Let me help. I know my letters. Most of them anyway.
Very well. The more eyes we have poring over these tomes, the sooner we'll find answers about these skies.
We all know that bearers have a resilience to the ill effects of ether. But don't you find it strange that there are those who, despite being free of magic's burden, can seemingly pass through a flood without consequence? I asked our luresman how this could be, and he suggested that it might have something to do with bloodlines. Many of the realm's dominants are born to specific families, you see. The Rosfields, the Lesages. So there must be something in those families' blood that provides them with the potential to become vessels for icons. But what about the ones who don't awaken? Could it be that this same potential provides them with something of the same immunity? Your uncle's recent travels with you across the ether-ravaged countryside would certainly suggest so. And yet, what about Gav? Well, in smaller, more isolated populations, bloodlines are less diluted. Hence, Shiva's dominant sometimes awakening in the child of a common northerner. And our scouts not having turned 100 times over.
No, वैसे मैं कह रहा था बहुत ज़्यादा साइड क्वेस्ट हैं यार इधर। सिर्फ इधर नहीं, ये पूरे जगह सारे जगह बहुत ज़्यादा साइड क्वेस्ट हैं। कुछ ज़्यादा ही मेन क्वेस्ट मैंने कर दिए बिना साइड क्वेस्ट करे। चलो अब धीरे धीरे करके करता हूँ सारे, अगला मेन क्वेस्ट शुरू करने से पहले।
Lawsman Harpocrates, I've come to pick your brain if you don't mind. It's about the book you lent Ivan.
Ah, Valisthea, A Culinary Pilgrimage, a classic. One of my favorites, in fact. The young man did a wonderful job with the Chance's stew. I do hope we shall be able to sample more such marvels in due course.
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose you know where I might find skyworm livers and drake's mint.
Ah, so the fabled Sandbricois delicacy is next on the menu. Delightful. The descriptions of fried mortress never fail to make my mouth water. Skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the wyvern, their ground livers being the paste from which the mortress is made.
Dragon livers. How very Sambraquois.
One would have thought the disciples of Bahamut would have a touch more reverence for their icon's brethren, but apparently not. I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern, said to be the very color of the sea beside which it resides.
So we know where to look for our liver. But what about the drake's mint?
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance, a herb which grows along the North Reach coast. I gather that one can locate the cheerful yellow flowers by their heady scent alone, so I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding them. I may add that people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life, in which regard fried mortress of Skyworm is undoubtedly a typical dish of the time.
Meaning that if I find one, I find the other. To Northreach, then.
Best of luck, Clive. And do save me a bite once the dish is complete.
Obtained some Saints Bonnet on the Northreach coast. Blueback wyvern ना, ठीक है? अभी के लिए
Good
level up
morrow
करता
to
हूँ.
you, my friend.
Ooh.
With the darkening skies,
Fear has once again taken hold of our hearts. And though I have not the power to dispel the gloom above, I should like to believe my tales help to lighten it below.
But be that as it may,
Turning our eyes from the problems which face us will not help to solve them. A mere tale cannot lighten the burden of those who must bear the weight of the world.
I have compiled some new entries.
Level
if you
6?
would like to see them.
Level 6? No.
If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it.
Scholastic savant ही हूँ अभी भी.
Did you learn everything you needed?
Let me help.
Yeah.
I know my letters.
Sid, did you know that chocobos are far more resilient to the effects of ether than most other beasts? Some say that's one of the reasons they were tamed for use as mounts.
Resilient हो या ना हो, फिर भी एथर के फ्लड से इफेक्ट हो जाते हैं एंड में. ज़्यादा समय भले ही लगे. मैं लड़ा हूँ थोड़े आकाशिक चॉकोबोस के खिलाफ. Not reach. ओ ये चेंज हो गया इसका डिस्क्रिप्शन. रुकना. The Holy Capital, all but abandoned, not reach, is a town that has all but lost its purpose and now struggles to find a new identity. ये लॉस हुई है ना. अब मेरे हिसाब से ये क्विंटन का होगा. क्वेस्ट खत्म. बहुत दूर है यार. यहाँ पे कोई नहीं है. उस तरफ कोई भी ऑब्लिक्स नहीं है यार. पूरा चल के जाना होगा.
Not days ago, and now you'd have us believe they're just gone.
I would. And I'd thank you to trust us. Unless you fancy picking up a sword yourself.
ये थोड़ा कोई क्यों था ये सोल्जर की आवाज.
You needn't fret. The creatures have been dealt with.
Yeah, but what if they come back? Is there anything we can do to help?
सही है. मदद करने को तैयार हैं ये लोग. दोनों के दोनों एक साथ है. मतलब मुझे लगता है दोनों को शायद एक साथ ही लड़ना पड़े शायद. कल मालूम पड़ेगा. ये सेंट्स बोने आसान होंगे मेरे हिसाब से लेना.
To the meadows, then. That's what the captain said.
ओके यहाँ पे पहुंच ही गया हूँ लगभग.
You said I should be able to find what I'm looking for somewhere nearby.
Okay.
Like blue dragons and flowers. Easy enough to spot.
कहाँ है? वो मार देगा इससे पहले कि मैं उसके पास पहुंच भी जाऊँ. मेरे लिए रुका. बहुत अच्छे. ये मुझे पेट क्यों नहीं करने दे रहा? क्या हो रहा है? पेट क्यों नहीं करने दे रहा ये? आकाशिक चॉकोबोस. Request destination nearby. यहाँ पे ढूंढना होगा इतने बड़े एरिया में मुझे. वाह भाई वाह. Blue back Y1. चलो.
This must be our wyvern. All right, let's get this over with.
Nice.
Help me, boy. Too slow.
Too slow. जैसे उसने कहा. आजा. काफी ज्यादा डैमेज किया होगा. ओह फिर से 49 यार. 50 जस्ट कम. अरे मैं एकदम एंड में करना चाहता.
Help me, boy.
Enemy slain. ये ठीक है, पर मैं मेन जो चाहता हूँ Raptor liver. Some naturalists believe that it is the blueback wyvern's proclivity to feed on carrion that results in their livers becoming so engorged, and that the saints bonnet with which they follow their meals serve to ameliorate this effect. Others claim that it is the blooms themselves which cause the damage, the wyverns being so taken with the flower's taste that they cannot resist.
That's the wyvern's liver. Now I just need to find the herbs. Bright yellow with a heady scent.
Oh, मुझे लगा था वो छोटा वाला जो है वहाँ पे ब्लू बैक वाइवर्न होगा. ये बड़े वाले में मुझे पाने के लिए ढूंढना होगा. उल्टा निकला. सही है. वो रहा, वो है प्रिंस पौने.
I think that's everything Molly needs to resurrect her recipe. Better head back.
I mean, समझ में आता है वो बड़े वाले में वरना वो क्यों होता. क्या बोलते हैं ब्लू बैक वाइवन. मेरे दिमाग में भी वो था, ये यहाँ पे क्यों है जब वो छोटे वाले में होना चाहिए था उसे. वो इसलिए था क्योंकि वो बड़ा वाला ब्लू बैक वाइवन के लिए था. आसानी से मार दिया.
Which song should we listen to?
All of them. So, did you have that word with Tomes then?
I did, and he was as helpful as ever. He told me exactly where to look, in fact.
Saints bonnet. इसका पढ़ा नहीं ना. While this pungent herb, once known as Drake's mint, has no known curative properties, it does have the ability to mask foul odors and flavors, which is why it is found in recipes involving particularly foul-smelling flesh, such as the lights and livers of wild beasts. अगर वैसा है तो ये वो पुराने वो क्या बोलते हैं स्कॉर्पियन स्टिंगर का वाला जो बनाया था ना स्टिंगर से, उस पर भी इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए ना, क्योंकि फाउल ऑर्डर ही है उसका मेन इश्यू.
And what precisely will I be cooking up? Or is it better not to know?
Blueback wyvern liver. And a herb known as Saint's bonnet.
Ah, wyvern livers, was it? Well, at least it weren't actual worms, I suppose. Now then, you stay right where you are. I've got some cooking to do. Let's hope these grand old chefs of yore knew what they were on about. And here we have it. Fried mortress of skyworm. Ivan's offered to make sure it's fit for consumption. Well, I say offered. He as good as begged.
And rightly so. Is there any higher honor than partaking in a slice of culinary history?
So, not fit for consumption then?
What witchery is this? The crackle of the crust gives way to an almost violent richness. Yet, it is the piquant kiss of the saint's bonnet that tames this savage dish. It is a tour de force. A force of nature, even. A maelstrom of flavour and sensation. A graceful beast emerging from centuries of slumber.
I think he likes it.
Well, I can't quite tell with all that nonsense he's talking. But I reckon you might be right. It was decent then, I take it.
Decent? It's remarkable. And I defy any man to say a word to the contrary. Sid, might I suggest that you command a party of your finest men and women to procure a dozen blueback wyverns forthwith?
I'll give it some thought.
बंदा कुछ भी खा लेगा जीवान बंदा कोई चलो एक और एक्सटिंक्ट डिश को वापस ला लिए अब देखते हैं गोट्स क्या चाहता है ये शायद पहली बार गोट्स हमें कोई किस दे रहा है ना
What am I gonna do?
पहले इसके बारे में पता है I reckon these guys are enough to give anyone the collie wobbles, but I am not gonna sit around hanging my head and twiddling my thumbs. Did enough of that back into inside while you were busy fighting that horrible dragon, and then that even horribler one.
But no more.
From now on, I'm gonna do what you lot do, and properly pull my finger out, no matter how much my knees are knocking. Can't have Nan and Blackthorn thinking I'm a great big wet blanket now, can I? So don't you worry about me. You just stick to what you do best, saving the world. A rub, an eye for an eye. Side quest.
Is everything all right, Goots? You seem more discomposed than usual.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'm in a bit of a muddle. Oh, I think Nan might be in trouble, and she's...
It's all right. You can tell me.
There was a trader came by. One of our usuals, like. Said he'd heard some rotten rumours about her down Dallymill Way. Folk are saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that. I mean, she's fond of a chance to make a coin or two, aye, but she'd never do business with baddies. Especially not the kind who go hurting people who haven't done out. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but I'm scared she'll give us a tongue lashing. She'd never give your tongue a lashing, though, would she?
Don't worry. I'll speak to her.
Oh, thanks, Clive. You'll let me know what she says, won't you?
Of course. I'm sure it's all just a misunderstanding.
An eye for an eye.
Nan sometimes sells swords and that, but never to anyone who's not a friend of ours. That's how it's been for as long as I've known her. You don't think it's true what people are saying, do you?
चलो देखते हैं ये एक्चुअल में कोई होगा ऑफ कोर्स कोई ना कोई प्रॉब्लम वरना ये साइड क्वेस्ट नहीं होता
Lady Karen, how's business?
Not nearly as foul as the weather.
You're doing good trade then? Both in and out of the hideaway?
Can't complain. Wait, what exactly are you getting at? Not once in 5 long years do you pay my affairs half a care, but here you are today, raking me over the coals like a bloody popoto.
Just asking.
दसनी भाई पहली बात तो स्ट्रीम में जोड़ने के लिए धन्यवाद.
Of interest.
हाँ मेरे हिसाब से 30 के आसपास होगा 30.
I'm here because I was told that
certain rumors have been circulating about you selling weapons to brigands.
Oh. Are you? And who was it who knows me so well as to tell tales of my evil exploits?
I didn't exactly hear firsthand.
वैसे
All I
डेस्टी
know
भाई आपका नाम
is
डेस्टी है
that
तो मैं
someone in
पूछता हूँ
Dalamil has been spreading word to that effect.
आपके डेस्टी में कितने घंटे हैं वैसे?
And what? You believe it? You think I'm profiting off the blood of innocents, do you? Look, I've done things I'm not proud of. Might be there were a time when I turned a blind eye to the wretchedness of the world so I could line my pocket. But that woman is no more. And you'd know that if you'd ever paid the slightest bit of notice.
You're right, Lady Karen. I apologize. It was wrong of me to doubt you.
No, it was. Now, I reckon you've got better things to do than pointing your do-gooding finger at a poor old woman.
Of course. Good day.
Well, ये आसानी से हो गया.
I spoke with Lady Karen.
What did she say?
That the rumors were unfounded, and that I was a fool for thinking they might hold any truth, along with some other things that made her feelings clear. And while it sounds like she may have done things she regretted in her past, she says those days are behind her.
Oh, well, that's good. I knew Nan wasn't caught up in out bad. But why would people say she was? What did she ever do to them? It's not right.
No, it's not. But people do things for all sorts of reasons. Perhaps we'll never know.
Well, I'm going to find out. That trader, he said they were all talking about her in Dalamil. So that's where I'm going. I'll find someone who'll tell me, you'll see.
Are you sure that's wise? Whoever's spreading these rumors means Karen ill.
Oh, right. But that's why you'll be coming with me, isn't it, Clive?
I suppose it is.
I'll find out who's been making up lies about poor Nan, and when I do, I don't know what I'll do, but it won't be pretty.
चलो चलते हैं डालमिल में फिर पता लगाते हैं कौन रूमर्स स्प्रेड कर रहा है लेडी कैरन के.
Bandits may be new, but look what they've left us with. We have a hard time putting this.
किस तरफ से जाना है? इधर से ही ना? हाँ.
It shouldn't be too hard to find goods.
The gentlemen of the town guard are a strapping bunch.
Already मेरे हिसाब से कोई मुसीबत में होगा.
How the hell did they find it? No one knew where I was keeping that khel.
The finest cell swords in Storm couldn't hold a candle to our new town guard.
Could be I know something more. What's it worth to you?
I've got 100 gil and a chocobo feather. Clive, listen! I found someone who says he's heard the rumors about Nan.
Have you?
Go on. Tell him what you told me.
All right. It's like I said. A wizened old crone by the name of Karen's been selling steel to whoever will pay her price, be they knight or knave. Says the more swords and spears she puts in people's hands, the more war they'll wage. And the more war being waged, the more call for swords and spears. And who will they all turn to keep them in steel? Why, the good Reaper herself.
And you've seen this Reaper at work?
Aye, it just so happens I have. You'll find her right here plying her trade most days.
Here in Dalamil? Where exactly?
She has a stall here in the market, but if you're not the patient type, you can probably find her at her storehouse on the edge of town. But it'd be a bolder man than me that braved that particular nest of vipers. Feeling bold, traveler? I hope so, for your sake. Now, if that's all, I have places to be.
Sorry to have kept you.
You don't think Nan's the Reaper, do you?
Not unless she's discovered the secret of how to be in two places at once.
Eh? What do you mean?
Lady Karen hasn't left the hideaway in weeks. So who has been running this stall he spoke of?
Good question. I'll go and have a look.
And I'll visit this storehouse on the edge of town.
All right, but be careful, Clive.
You too, Goots.
Edge of town, हाँ? अरे यार पूरा.
Finest cell swords in Storm. Good hold a candle to our.
If only everyone here didn't have to look so glowery.
पूरा पीछे जाके पहुंचना होगा. इधर से क्योंकि कोई रास्ता ही नहीं है इधर पहुंचने का.
The gentlemen of the town guard are strapping.
ओह क्या कर सकते हैं?
What a mess. Where do we even start?
It has long been my habit to keep a watchful eye on the comings and goings around Dalimil. I shall continue to do so, that our people might be warned of any further attacks. I pray that you continue to play your part too, not of outlaw, but of hero to the hopeless.
Okay.
You fought very bravely. We would have been lost without you.
Knowing that you would have all been there to pick us up if we fell, gave us more than the courage we needed.
The safety of the town is in our hands now. We mustn't let Dalimil down.
मैं अभी इतने पास आ गया हूँ तो उसकी जरूरत क्या चौकोबो की है? हाँ.
Time to brave the viper's nest.
वही बंदा है क्या ये?
Just you, is it? Thought I might have laid it on a bit thick.
It was a fairly unconvincing tale. So, what now?
That's up to you. Die a slow death, or a quick one. Boys, he's all yours. But that sword is mine.
ये मरने वाला है. ये सारे मरने वाले हैं.
Leave now, and we can pretend this didn't happen.
अरे सबको मैं उसमें लाना चाहता था. मैं क्या सब मरो. सबसे पहले मारो. ओह, यहाँ पे जो है ना सब क्या मान में क्या इनके खिलाफ. अरे यार ऐसे नहीं चलेगा. ये चलेगा पर टायर्ड मसल जी सारे। यार ये मुझे मार रहा है तो कैसे होगा यार? क्या अब मरो। सब इसमें फंस गया। क्या सब नहीं। उसको कोई भी डैमेज नहीं हुआ सही में? अबे यार प्रिसीजन डॉज नहीं कर रहा था मैं। ये मरा। ये मरा। इतना ज्यादा डैमेज हो रहा है मेरे पास चलता है। ये आखिरी बंदा है। इतना ज्यादा क्यों हो रहा था उसका? समय क्यों लग रहा था उसे मारने में सही में?
Oh, you've done it now.
Go on. Tell me what I've done.
When the Borgwyn finds out you've killed his men, he'll have your head. He only wanted that bull of a manservant, the dim one always clinging to Karen's skirts. You weren't even supposed to be here. Who the hell are you anyway?
What were you going to do to him?
The Borgwyn wanted him to get to Karen. I was only supposed to point the lamp in the right direction once he arrived in Dalamil. But then you turned up. Well, go on then. If you're going to end me, end me.
You're not worth the effort. Now be gone, before I change my mind.
Fucking coward!
I need to find Goods. Right now.
रोते हुए भाग रहा था वो और बोल रहा है डरपोक हमें।
Get your filthy paws off me, you naughty painted lout!
Stop calling me names! And stop spreading them horrible lies about Nan!
Well, that will be easy enough. For they are not lies. Every last word is true. And she must pay for her crimes in blood.
Blood?
Goose, are you all right?
He's gonna kill Nan! He said she had to pay in blood!
After what she did, it is only right. She ruined my life and the lives of countless others. That loathsome harpy's very existence is a crime, and I will not allow it to continue. Goots, was it? I have no quarrel with you. Only with your employer. Run along now. You need not pay for her sins.
No.
No?
I don't care what she did. I won't let you hurt Nan. Promise me you won't hurt her, or I'll kill you myself!
Goots, no.
Enough, all of you!
Karen. But how did you?
You're a sight less clever than you think you are, the pair of you. Did you think I wouldn't notice the two of you slinking off together? Well, the whole thing got me thinking, who in Dalamil might bear me a grudge? and a certain snivelling shit I ran afoul of in my fairy years came to mind. Though it was just Bogan back then, wasn't it? I thought the years might have taught you some sense, but I see you're the same pants-pissing craven you've always been. What was it we called you? Wet legs?
You bitch! Everything that happened, it was all your fault! And now you'll finally pay for what you did to me!
Goose, you...
If you want a piece of Nan, you'll have to go through me.
Fuck!
You great galoot. Out of the way, I can handle this myself. So, wet legs, you remember what you told me when we last met? An eye for an eye? Wise words, Sam. Wise words. And now, it's time to collect.
हेलो भाई भाई कैसे हो?
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Is he...
Dead? No. But I reckon he wishes he was. It's an easy going through life, one eye short of a pair.
स्ट्रीम में जुड़ने के लिए
I
धन्यवाद.
should know.
आपका पहला एपिसोड खत्म हो गया मैंने देखा. बैटमैन का.
Don't tell me you didn't notice. Lost it to old Wet Legs back when we were working the same routes. Said I'd stolen from his strongbox. I'd done nothing of the sort, mind. But that didn't stop him taking his little revenge. So I took some of my own. Sorry, lost everything. His coin, his clients. Always knew he'd be back one day to claim his due. But he crossed a line dragging poor Goots into this. He didn't hurt you, did he?
No, Nan.
मेरा भी दिन बढ़िया चल रहा है.
See, legs too. But what if he comes back again?
What if he does? Best we take the other eye, then we work our way down. He'll learn his lesson soon enough. But something tells me the Wet Legs has learned it already. Right. Let's get you back to the hideaway. You've attracted quite enough attention already. Ta-ra, Clive.
आज एपिसोड 2 शुरू करोगे भाई ना भाई? बैटमैन टेलटेल सीरीज की.
Remind me never to cross you, Karen.
Speak with Karen. आज बिजी हो या फिर संडे को स्ट्रीम नहीं करते हो आप?
Nothing like a dish of cold vengeance to foul the gut.
I'm sorry, Nan. I didn't mean to make things worse. I just thought I had to protect you. Like you've protected me.
Aye. Well, someone had to. Your parents certainly didn't give a whit for your well-being. Reckon the both of us would be worse off if I'd not taken you on. You've always been me right eye, Goots. And I'd have you stay that way. So don't you dare go looking for trouble again.
देख लेना भी सही है.
I will. If you ever need help, I'll do it again and again, and you can't stop me.
Why, you big lump.
मेरा तो मंडे से टू फ्राइडे ब्रेक रहता है.
Thanks, Nan. I won't let you down.
There's nothing he wouldn't do for you.
That's as maybe. But if he's ever to make his own way in life, He'll need to start looking out for himself as well.
और हाँ, मैंने वो वीडियो देख रहा था आपका पीसी बनाने वाला अगले साल.
He'll need people to watch his back, just like you did in Dalamil. Don't think I didn't appreciate that.
Of course. His family.
Stop it.
शायद आपने पहले भी कहा था मुझे कि आप पीसी बनाने वाले हो. 60,000 कुछ का वो आपने ही बोला था क्या?
A potion today will cost you the same as it did yesterday.
Ooh, continental sensor. According to Karen, a sensor packed with herbs and ambergris can ward off everything from insects to the plague, protect a home from thieves and demons, and heal any number of ailments, all while bringing love and fortune. So you can read. Congratulations, Karen. वैसे अगर पीसी बना रहे हो अगले साल भाई तो वो खुद बनाने वाला हो या प्रीमेड बनाओगे? खुद बनाओगे तो थोड़ा कम कॉस्ट लगेगा.
Let me help. I know my letters. Most of them anyway.
Very well. The more eyes we have poring over
चलो अभी के लिए ये साइड क्वेस्ट करते हैं. Early
skies.
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try. Who's gone missing this time?
It's not who, but what. Mid-scales, the ones she made for her workshop. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, well, they vanished.
वही सही है. खुद ही बनाना
My
चाहिए.
first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore they had nothing to do with their having disappeared. Which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
Parts recite कर दिए उसके लिए.
Perhaps a visit from Sid will jog their memories.
I think it just might. Thank you. I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice but to discipline them accordingly. They were in the atrium when I last saw them. As always.
On balance.
My biggest worry is that the children have somehow damaged the scales, but are wary of asking for help because they think they'll be punished. And if I find out that's the case, I swear I'll take the switch to every last one of them.
वैसे अगर बजट डिसाइड हो गया तो थोड़े पार्ट्स भी थोड़ा डिसाइड कर लो कौन कौन से लोगे, ताकि अभी मालूम पड़ जाए वो जो भी आप सोच रहे हो खरीदने की वो बजट में फिट होंगे कि नहीं.
What will happen to Mid and the others? They'll be fine as long as Sid is... Oh.
How are we supposed to do our duty when the hills are crawling with akashic and the valleys are full of ether?
How indeed. My men and I lost an entire day avoiding a flood that wasn't there a fortnight ago.
We'll be heading back to Canberra soon. You let us know if you need an escort.
वैसे अगले साल शायद ये नेक्स्ट सीरीज आएगी ना 5000, तो ये 3000 2000 सारे के.
Then everyone in Port Isolde's in danger.
उन सब की प्राइस नीचे जा सकते हैं.
Do you think this ship will have a sail?
You saw that work of devilry on the deck, didn't you? The second fall of man is nigh.
Oh, गलत जगह गया. वैसे वो सब छोड़ो, आपका संडे कैसे गया अब तक?
What do you reckon we should do? I say we should just tell Miss Shirley.
तोड़ दिया इन्होंने.
Get us all straight. I'm telling you, I can fix them.
इन्होंने तोड़ दिया स्केल को. बहुत अच्छा. वैसे मैं हमेशा वीकेंड के बारे में बात करता हूँ, पूछता हूँ, और मैं पूरे हफ्ते में भी काफी कुछ करता हूँ.
It's not a set of scales, is it?
इस हफ्ते किया क्या आपने वैसे भाई?
Well, not anymore, it's not. Oh,
And just how long hasn't it been one?
We're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like Miss Mididol showed us.
Miss Mididol? And why would she have you dismembering her creations?
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
Miss Mididol said, the best way to see how something works is to take it apart and put it back together again.
Well then, your work is already half done. Carry on.
About that.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't work out.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom. Then...
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your actions.
अब कितने बजे सोते हो वैसे रात को भाई भाई?
Shall we? All right. Everything here was once part of Miss Mididol's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and each is just as important as the others. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles might be. You already know one of the pieces. The body. Its role is to support everything else. But what of the others? This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
You're right. It looks more like a wing. Like a chocobo wing!
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you teach me to ride one day?
I'll think about it. Now, what do arms do?
1 बजे लगभग या all late.
So wait, maybe this arm holds things too?
Weekends में भी मैं भी उतने समय सोता हूँ. 1 बजे के आसपास और सुबह 9 और 10 के बीच में उठता हूँ.
These round parts.
और बाकी सारे समय
You all know what a pound
11:15, 11:30, 11:45 के बीच में
Molly
सोता हूँ.
uses them in the kitchens.
क्योंकि सुबह 6:15 को उठना पड़ता है
But
weekdays
these aren't
को.
for frying bangers, you idiot. They're for weighing stuff. But what if I wanted to weigh goods? I don't think you'd fit on that little thing.
Probably not.
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
Well spotted. Which means something must hold the chains up in turn. This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear. Have you ever seen one before?
I have. Miss Mididol's dungeon is full of them. Most are on the floor.
She puts them in all her inventions. They spin round and round and round and round and...
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move. Do you remember if there was anything on the scales that moved?
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple. And then somebody ate it.
It's not my fault. You shouldn't have tried weighing it before lunch.
We know what part's supposed to move and how it's supposed to move. So, let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move, and then stick the cogwheel to that.
Not a bad idea. You see? It's not so difficult. So, now that we've taken stock of the parts and learned what they do, what do you think?
I think we've got it.
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes where, and I'll put the scales together.
Well, obviously you need to start with the body. All the other pieces fit onto it, don't they?
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. Or wings, if you're a chocobo. And then the arms hold the pans by the chains.
Very good. Let's see if that works. Ah, all finished.
Yes! We did it!
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you three engineers who showed me how.
That's right. We're Miss Mididol's hairs.
Her hairs?
Yeah, hairs for the future. She's showing us her secrets now, so we can help out the hideaway when we're older.
What do you think, Sid? Are we almost ready?
With a little more help from Miss Midadol and Miss Shirley, I'd say it won't be long at all.
You hear that? It won't be long.
Until then, though, do try to be honest with Miss Shirley.
Hey, look. We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
मैं भी सोच रहा था वो कॉगव्हील का क्या होगा.
Didn't happen to forget anything, did you, Sid?
ये हमारे अब मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं क्योंकि हम कॉगव्हील के बारे में भूल गए. हमने तो वही वैसे ही बनाया जैसे उन लोगों ने बोला, तो वो लोग भूले, हम नहीं. चलो अपने शर्ली को जाके बोलते हैं, इन्होंने तोड़ दिया.
Goodness, you're as pale as a poltergeist. Why don't you sit down and have a nice bowl of Molly's brown?
Well, did you solve the mystery?
It was as you thought. The children had the scales, or the parts of them at least. They dismantled them to see how they worked.
Oh, no, Mid will have my head.
Thankfully she won't. This might even have been her idea. Although I was the one who ended up teaching the lesson.
I'm so sorry, Sid. I know how busy you are. I shall see that the children are properly punished.
Please, there's no need. Mid seems to have taken the three of them under her wing. She's even calling them her heirs. She'd have them follow in her footsteps. And her father's.
I see. Sid, do you know why Mid has been spending so much time at the hideaway of late?
She told me it was because her studies have been interrupted by events in Canva. Is that not true?
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange for full tuition, room and board, they asked her to oversee the design of several new war engines. To anyone else it would be an opportunity, but to Mid, who lost both her parents to war, it was a bitter pill. One she was none too keen to swallow. But that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing people hope. The very last thing war can be said to do.
Which explains her heirs. She's working to give them a better life. And so should I. What's the odd engineering lesson?
You've given them far more than that. And I'm sure they're very grateful.
उस गेर का अभी भी नहीं मालूम क्या है.
If Mid is teaching my pupils her secrets, I suppose I should brush up on some of them myself.
चलो ये हो गया. अब बस यहाँ पे जो साइड क्वेस्ट है वो बचा है, तो जाके करते हैं.
If it's knowledge you seek, we've tomes aplenty to guide you in your search.
Those tomes wouldn't happen to have letters in them, would they?
वैसे भाई कल अगर स्ट्रीम करोगे तो मैं जुड़ने की कोशिश करूँगा. ये वीकेंड में जुड़ना मुश्किल होता है क्योंकि मैं भी उस समय स्ट्रीम करता हूँ, ये 8:30 तक, 8 साढ़े 8 तक. पर वीकडेज में स्ट्रीम नहीं करता हूँ, तो जुड़ने की कोशिश करूँगा अगर कल स्ट्रीम किए तो. ओह काफ़ी ज़्यादा है. The Guardians are getting along with the Axis fine enough, working to shore up the rest wall when not clearing out what few threads remain down in the reeds. Though chances are we would still be neck deep in Akashic had you not given that horde your firm but gentle nudge. I know you have a realm to save and all, but if you are ever in need of a quick reviver, come see us and we'll tap you a cask, Martha. The flames burn bright. You have an uncanny talent of showing up where you are most needed, my lord. Without your steel, I fear the rest would be in the hands of the Akashic and us, but more of their nameless numbers. However, with the horde now both thinned and fractured, we Guardians can focus our efforts on putting down the smaller packs without the worry of being overwhelmed, while Martha's blood axis can return to defending the tower. As for young Oscar, you will forgive my sudden request for taking him under your wing. He is a good man, attentive, polite, hardworking. So as you can see, he already has learned everything he can from me. He would do well to continue his squaring under a more worthy shield, and the realm has none more worthy than you. Word from Northreach. Clive, you have the town's thanks for helping rid us of the thralls, but we are neither of us so naive to think we have seen the end of their life. Good Philip has taken to seeing that we are prepared should the ghouls come once again calling. But I oft worry the rank of captain has begun to weigh heavily upon his shoulders, just as I imagine the same might be said of you and your burdens. But remember, should the weight ever become too much, you needn't stand alone. Our hearts and arms remain ever open, as do the Vale's doors. Isabel. The Guard and League have put aside their differences for the time being, allowing us all leave to sip our snake pit in relative leisure. For that, I would hazard we have your better half to thank. You put on quite a performance. As for yours, well, from one aspiring thespian to another, might I suggest working on your delivery and your projection and those stiff limbs of yours and your countenance and, well, everything else. We wouldn't want to do the same Underhill a disservice. The name Underhill a disservice, now would we? My Lord Marquis, in your absence, shall I watch over my new charges, affording them every protection I am able. I only ask that you do the same for His Grace, Yote, or finally, your side quest. A humble request. Master Clive, I apologize for this sudden and untoward gesture. Circumstances have forced me to seek immediate aid, and there is none other to whom I may turn. Your most esteemed Lord Uncle has presented me with a task most vexing, and I fear I am wholly unable to perform to his vaulted expectations, namely due to a marked lack of martial aptitude on my part. To wit, I am but a manservant, not a mercenary. While I maintain the fitness ample to attend to the needs of a manor, to the attending of bandits in back alleys, I am sorely ill-equipped. If it please you, my lord, Pirthi, come and see me at Martha's Rest, where I shall proceed to explain my predicament in full. Sebastian Rutherford, Seneschal to Lord Byron Rossfield. Smooth like butter, like a criminal undercover.
Rutherford.
Mujhe gana nahi aata.
Wasn't that the name of my uncle's manservant? Why would he be at Martha's Rest?
Prioritize quest. Smooth like butter, like a criminal undercover. क्या बकवास सुर है मेरी सही में. सुर में गा ही नहीं पा रहा हूँ. तो यहाँ पे ये भी खत्म हो जाएगा, तो फिर मैं दूसरा शुरू कर दूंगा जो भी है यहाँ पे साइड क्वेस्ट. Quest destination nearby.
Martha's got a big heart. It's a pity there's so many who are happy to take advantage of it.
Sorry, but if you're looking for a bed, there's none to be had right now. We're already sharing our cots with masterless bearers and those who fled the floods, and more seem to wash up at our door every day.
Have you heard the latest from Twinside? That the Empress is no more?
Never trust an owl bearing good news, I say. But if it is true, we might finally have a chance to get our country back.
Okay, यहाँ पे किससे बात करनी है हमें? Rutherford पर है क्या? Rutherford या Rutherford जो भी.
My lord Marquis, is that you?
ये रहा Rutherford.
It is you. Then you received my letter. I am Sebastian Rutherford, chief steward of your lord uncle's estate.
Of course. We met once before.
Yes, my lord. Thank you for coming.
And what was so sensitive that you couldn't put it in writing?
1,000 apologies, my lord. I did not mean to offend. I merely...
It's all right. Continue.
I am here at Martha's Rest, at the behest of your lord uncle, tasked with learning what I am able of the realm's current state of affairs. And what I have learned is grim. The fall of the Mother Crystals has left Storm in a state of utter disarray. The subsequent darkening of the heavens has only made things worse. Akashic attacks, once unthinkable, are now commonplace. The gears of governance have ground to a halt, and without a steady hand on the tiller, the realm threatens to drift into utter chaos. Your lord uncle, however, believes there is a way to avoid this fate, and is determined to see it set in motion.
That sounds like quite the undertaking.
It is. Hence my having enlisted the aid of several colleagues serving the 7 high houses. Alas, I have lost contact with 2 of those colleagues already. They are both able-bodied and trained in the sword, yet in these dark times, even that may not prove sufficient to keep a man safe on the road.
So you want me to find them? I'll need to know where they went.
One I sent to investigate the Republic, the other the old Imperial capital of Oriflamme.
That doesn't exactly narrow it down. I suppose I'll start in Dalimil and work my way east.
Thank you, my lord. I shall pray for your success and safety.
Well, ये काफी लंबा quest शायद होगा, लग रहा है.
My associate in Dhalmekia would have had to pass through the Republic's checkpoints to gain entry to the capital. Perhaps someone in Dalimil or Tabor would have seen him.
Dalimil or Tabor. ये टेबर है क्या? नहीं, ये है टैबर. तो यहाँ से इस तरफ जाएंगे मेरे हिसाब से. उम्मीद वापस रथरफोर्ड के पास ही आना होगा, तो वहाँ पे मार्था से साइड क्वेस्ट भी ले लूँगा बाद में, ये ख़त्म करने के बाद.
It's not going to be easy finding one man in an entire republic. Let's hope someone here's seen something.
कितना दूर है ये? ज़्यादा नहीं. तो फिर भी यार ये इसके अंदर इतना धीरे भागता है.
The gentleman of the town guard was that.
यहाँ अभी थोड़ा क्या बोलते हैं, भागने का देना चाहिए था ऑप्शन.
We haven't seen the last of those bastards, but when they attack again, we'll be ready for them.
चलो, काफी फास्ट है, पर फिर भी इसके साथ और भी ज़्यादा जल्दी पहुँचूंगा.
Someone's got himself in trouble.
हाँ, इन सबको आसानी से मार दूंगा मैं.
I don't see your master here, so you can start by giving us all the coppers in your purse.
I already told you, I have nothing.
Then maybe we'll take that pretty outfit and the steel you're wearing.
Please! These men are trying to rob me!
I'll deal with this.
Thank you.
Are you that one's master, then? If you'd kindly pay the coin he owes us, we can pretend you didn't draw your blade on Republican soldiers.
Or you can go back to your garrison and I won't report you to your captain.
Oh, you're more than welcome to. He hasn't had many visitors since we slit his throat.
Okay. Yeah. इतना आसानी से नहीं करने दूंगा. Okay. सब के सब यहाँ पे ऐसे हैं. में क्या मारो Slaying.
I'd expect as much from Hugo's faithful, but these were men of the fist.
Much has changed in the Republican army since they lost their rock.
You've seen this kind of thing before, then?
Many times. I was sent here to observe the situation.
You're one of Rutherford's men. He sent me to look for you.
Well, then you have my thanks. I fancy I could defend myself against one, perhaps two, but a whole regiment. I arrived in Dalimil several days ago, but when I called upon the captain of the local garrison to make inquiries, his men confiscated my effects and locked me in a cell.
The captain is no more, and his men make the rules now.
Fortunately, I was able to bribe my way free, only to be stopped again by those soldiers you so kindly dispatched.
What of the Fist Central Command? Surely they wouldn't allow such lawlessness amongst their ranks.
I would imagine they are unaware of it. Most of the army has fallen back to the capital and hunkered down behind her walls. Those who weren't recalled now rule the fringes unchecked, answering to no one but themselves.
Then it's worse than we imagined. You should return to Rosaria. It's not safe here.
I'll find a caravan heading north. You won't mind if I borrow one of these soldiers' coin purses?
Not at all. Now, to find this second associate of Rutherford's. If he was bound for Oriflamme, I'll start at Northreach and see if I can pick up his trail.
चलो एक को बचा दिया अब दूसरे के लिए नॉर्थ रीच डन है ना बाप रे बाप 3 यहाँ पे 4 है यहाँ पे साइड क्वेस्ट वाह भाई वाह बहुत ज़्यादा है सही में तो यहाँ पे एक ही है सिर्फ इस एरिया में कम से कम वो है क्विंटन का
There's a lot of road between here and the capital. Rutherford's man could be anywhere.
वो आसानी से मिल जाएगा मेरे हिसाब से यहाँ पे दिख रहा है ऑलरेडी मर ना गया वो बस यार थोड़ा स्प्रिंट कर धन्यवाद ना यहाँ ओह शिट ओ नहीं बचा है straight-laced gent.
What happened here?
If you're with the others, they've already relieved me of my belongings.
I'm not. I'm looking for someone who was sent here by a man named Rutherford.
And then you found him. I'm Alistair Rockford, attendant to the Lady Ariane of House Wellesley.
Of the 7 high houses of Rosaria. It's been a long time since last I saw my great-aunt. Is she well?
My Lord Marquis? Yes. Yes, she is. The Lady Dowager has granted me leave to assist your Uncle Stuart. I was on my way back from the old capital when I saw some villagers being robbed on the road here.
Bandits?
They looked more like field hands, but it didn't matter in the end. I did what I could to help the victims, but all it earned me was a pommel to the temple.
Which way did they go?
South, toward the gate.
All right. I'll take care of them. Founder knows I've met enough of their kind. You head back to Northreach, visit the Vale, tell them I sent you.
Thank you. I shall. Founder be your shield. It was only a short while ago that I was assaulted. If you hurry south, you may find those who did this.
जरूर देखते हैं और ये फिर से मेगा फ्लेयर
They just couldn't resist, could they?
Oh shit मुर्गी खिला बड़ा वाला एक
This one's ours, pretty boy.
हमला करो कोई नहीं समय लगता है सही में और आप हो गया ना इतना आसान नहीं होगा बहुत आसानी से माने दिया मैंने बहुत ही आसानी से मारते जाओ इसके 15 20 कितना ज़्यादा डैमेज होगा वैसे 50 के इतने पास पहुँच रहा हूँ यहाँ पर नाइस पैरी ना आसानी से ये मरा
Make for the town while you can. There may be more bandits nearby.
You don't need to tell me twice. Many thanks, traveler.
This looks to be all of them.
I thought I told you to make for the Vale.
And stand by as ill might befall the heir to the ducal throne.
It's just Clive, and I'm fine. Which is more than can be said for you.
I will survive.
Strange that the garrison wouldn't intervene in such a brazen attack so close to their gates.
The garrison have their hands full inside the city. Some days they don't even send out patrols. There are few hands left to work the fields, and even fewer to transport the grain. The market stalls are nearly bare, and the price for what remains is exorbitant. It's not uncommon to see a fight break out over a crust of bread. When I said the ones who attacked me didn't have the look of bandits, I meant it. They were probably just desperate.
Rockford, listen to me. If you are to continue your investigation, you first need to seek the attention of a healer.
Of course. I shall return to Northreach right away. But allow me to thank you first. Had you not happened along,
Don't thank me. Thank Rutherford. It was he who sent me.
I suppose he'll be wondering where I've got to. I shall send a Bastolus as soon as I'm able. Good day.
My uncle certainly has his work cut out for him. If it isn't already too late. I should go and tell Rutherford that his colleagues are still in one piece.
चलो रथफोर्ड जाते हैं आप रथफोर्ड मार्थास रेस्ट जाके रथफोर्ड से बात करते हैं उसके साथ होपफुली ये क्वेस्ट खत्म हो जाएगा
Wonderful creatures chocobos are. They're fast, strong, loyal, and best of all, they won't balk if you point them into the belly of a flood. Thick skins these birds have. Thicker than most, at least. Now, leave them in a flood too long and they'll turn, sure as eggs is eggs. But a quick dip in and out, and they're right as rain. Which is a boon to a trader like me. Reckon there's enough of Kazakh on the roads to worry about without this old girl turning.
तो वही है, जैसे मैं बोल रहा था, ज़्यादा रेजिस्टेंट है पर ज़्यादा देर तक रहे आकाशिक फ्लड में तो वो भी आकाशिक चॉकोबो बन जाएंगे। चले, तेरे दोनों दोस्तों को बचा दिया। पता नहीं क्यों नहीं बोल पाया ये एक सेंटेंस आराम से।
I see you're still here. The Rest's location affords a constant flow of traders, and with it, a constant flow of information. Speaking of which, I received word from both my associates. They have resumed their investigations, thanks to you.
I only happened to be in the right place at the right time. They both seem to think the realm's prospects rather grim.
I am afraid that grim would be putting it lightly. Storm is in crisis, and if we are to free her, we must work quickly. And we must work together. Such is your Lord Uncle's wish.
As it is mine.
और ये खत्म साइड क्वेस्ट।
I will see that your Lord Uncle is made aware of the situation in both Dalmekia and Sanbrek. And inform him of your timely assistance, of course.
थैंक यू। अंकल से जितनी मदद मिले उतना अच्छा। चलो ये करने से पहले और स्ट्रीम को यहाँ पर ही बंद करता हूँ, लंच का समय हो रहा है मेरा। तो वॉल्टंटा भाई, बाइनो भाई और डेस्नी भाई स्ट्रीम में, उनके अलावा और कोई जो भी जुड़ा है स्ट्रीम में जुड़ने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। मैं आपसे 4 साढ़े 4 के आसपास मिलता हूँ लंच करने के बाद।